Hi friends, it's Sarah, the owner and maker behind Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're a new viewer, a big welcome to you, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm glad that you guys are here. I have so much to share with you, lots of fun things, including, I know I said I wouldn't buy any more fleece. I bought more fleece. So stay tuned for the end of the video if you want to see the new fleeces that I purchased. They are brand spanking new. I haven't even really opened them yet. I just got them yesterday in the mail. So very excited to share that with you guys. But we will jump right into a shop update first. As I said before, I have a new colorway coming to the shop. I have not taken photos yet. The goal is to do it tomorrow. Life has been very, very busy lately. Like I mentioned, we live on some land now, and we have a lot of yard work to do. I learned how to use the riding lawnmower. Very excited about that. I've messed with our tractor a little bit, which is exciting. So learning how to do all those things, and trying to take care of all the critters. We have so many ducks and chickens and 2 dogs. And we are in the great state of Michigan, if you're not familiar with that, with me. And my name's Sarah, by the way. Nice to meet you. So, as far as the new yarn that's going to be coming to the shop, this is the new colorway. It's so pretty. I have it currently dyed up on my beautiful Peruvian Highland wool base. That's what this one is. And then I also have it on my alpaca nylon blend. I love alpaca. It is super, super, super soft, and it makes beautiful socks that are also very cozy soft and strong because it has that nylon in there for extra strength. So yeah, keep an eye out in the shop for that colorway, yet to be named. It is coming to the shop. I'm sorry it is taking me so long to get it in the shop, but it's just been very busy right now. Busy is good, but sometimes it's just nice to have some downtime. So I'm hoping that I can get some downtime tomorrow. That is my hope, because I need it. I need some downtime. I really do. This week it's very busy. Like many knitters, not all, but like many fellow crafters, I am the typical introvert, and I get pretty drained. My job, I do really enjoy my job, but it is very people oriented. I am around people all day. I'm helping people all day, which really is good for me, but it drains me a lot. So bear with me as I am quite exhausted from the week, but I was looking forward to doing this video today. So we will jump into finished objects. I have one. I'm wearing it. On this 70-degree day, I am wearing a sweater coat. I know, I'm crazy. But I really wanted to show you guys it, and the best way to show it is by wearing it, because it's large and in charge, and it is the Miles shirt jacket by Ozetta. That is the designer, Ozetta. I used my very first my very first fleece that I purchased, processed, and hand spun. I made this coat out of that entire fleece, which was really exciting to do. That is my very first time doing that. So I love the way it turned out. I really do. The sleeves are oversized, as you can see. I did not do the super aggressive decreasing because it was way too snug. Oh look, I need to trim that. I'll just tuck it in there. You didn't see that. I wove in all the ends, and by all of the ends, I mean most of the ends. Some of the ones on the inside, I just didn't do it. I kind of, and no one can see it. I don't know. But I did like all on the collar. I wove all those ends in and everything. So I did do the nice folded over collar. This ended up being Gotland, so I actually did 2 fleeces in this. The Cotswold fleece is the primary color, which is this beautiful marled gray color. It was a multicolored fleece that I just randomly carded together, and I just hand carded it. And then this is a Gotland fleece. It is a Gotland lamb fleece that I had. I did, this is 2-ply, this is 3-ply, but it's chain plied is what it is. So much more consistent with the Gotland. It is very soft. Both are actually pretty soft. The Gotland is extremely soft, and I'm grateful that that is what is against my neck because my neck is more sensitive. And then I have these beautiful vintage buttons. So I'm going to back you up here for a moment so that you can see a little bit better. There we go. So here we have it. It is long. It goes past my booty. I would stand up, but it's very hard to get my full torso and everything in shot. So this is the best I can do at the moment. I don't have fancy camera equipment. So here we have it. I made the buttonholes by doing certain stitching, and it buttons up very nicely like that. It has 4 buttons that are oversized. Get my face in the picture so you guys can read my lips if you need to. But it's very long, so it's nice and long, and it is a shirt jacket, which is what I wanted. I did not do pockets. I can always do pockets if I change my mind, but currently I did not do pockets. I might end up doing pockets because seeing how big it is, like how long it is and everything, I kind of think pockets might be fun on it. So I might end up adding pockets to it, but currently it doesn't have pockets, and I feel like it's finished without the pockets, but bring it back in. But I do think that the pockets, either way, it's just fun. But these are fun little vintage buttons that I added, and it was a really fun pattern. Actually, it didn't take that long, really, because it's, well, you use really big needles. I use a size 10 needle and a size 8 needle to do the main sweater, and it's just, it goes so quick. It goes so quick. So I definitely recommend it, especially with handspun. I think this was a really great project for handspun. I think it ended up being slightly more oversized than the pattern, but I don't know. Because when I look at the pattern photos, I feel like it is oversized on her too. So I feel like it ended up being the way it was supposed to. And that's using a inconsistent yarn because this is handspun. So handspun's very inconsistent compared to mill spun or unspun yarn. So I feel pretty good about how it turned out. I think it turned out the way I expected. Nice and big. Long in the front, long in the back, so it keeps me cozy and can easily be layered on things because it's oversized. So I love it. I think it turned out exactly how I wanted it to. So I highly recommend this pattern if you're looking for a fun shirt jacket type cardigan. I think that it's a major win, and yeah, there you go. The Miles shirt jacket using handspun. So you don't have to use Newton. You can definitely use handspun. And the next, I have works in progress. 3 works in progress right now that I'm working on since we spoke last. So I've been working on a lot of projects. The first one that you have seen quite a bit because I'm constantly working on it. And again, I've only done just a little bit. Slightly less progress than usual on this. I'm just going to give you guys a quick look at it. It's just a big rectangle still. The Big Cozy Cardi by Andrea Mowry. This is, again, my chestnut colorway. You can totally order this and do a custom order, and I would gladly dye up this color for you. I love this color. It's so cozy. It has this really beautiful, warm, like orange, burnt orange undertone to it. It's really, really pretty. So this is chestnut colorway, and it's not currently dyed up in the shop though, but you can do it by custom order. And that's the Miles shirt jacket. That's the Big Cozy Cardi, and just slowly working through that. But I really wanted to finish this one, so that's why I got distracted by it. But now you see two newer projects. I think I showed you guys this other one. I think I did. Pretty sure I did. If I didn't, I'm showing it to you now. I don't see the pattern here for the name, so that's awkward. Oh, there it is. It's over here. I don't know how it made its way over here. So I must have talked about this before with you guys. I must have. It's the Rummy Canvasol by Cadre. I'll show you what it looks like. It is a tank top. Go. And I am using, I did talk about this in the last video, I remember. It's coming back to me now. So I discovered something about this because I had not worked with this yarn before. And the yarn, if you're curious, don't mind the noise. I'm very ill prepared, sorry guys. This is the Maggie Knits Irish MK collection cotton linen blend, and it's this beautiful color, and it's actually 3 plies, so, but uniquely 3 plied. So initially I thought the yarn was this thin strand, and I'm like, there is absolutely, this top part, I thought there is absolutely no way that that is a DK weight. But when I unwound all the ends that I thought were like 3 different ends, and I'm like, 3 different ends? Why are there 3 ends? Because yarn has 2 ends usually, your beginning and your end, and your ending. And then I come to find out it's actually 3 strands. 3 strands to create this single strand. So this is what it actually looks like, thickness wise. So that makes a heck of a lot more sense. And yeah, so there's my, here's where I'm at here. I might not have showed you my progress though. I don't know if I showed you my progress. So this is one side of my top, working my way down. So this is considered, I think, a intermediate advanced pattern. So far it's not overly complicated. It's kind of reminds me a bit, not exactly, but reminds me a bit of a, what pattern is it? Designer is escaping me. Oh my goodness, my brain today. Yeah, it's gone. Sorry, totally gone. But she does a lot of tank tops, and they're very popular, and I don't know why I can't think of her name, but that's a shame. Anyway, doesn't matter. But it's similar to that, where you kind of start in one spot and you're just working it out. I made a ripple bralette by Jessie Made Designs. I knew it would come to me. So I've done a couple ripple bralettes. This reminds me of it a bit. It's definitely a different pattern, but it's kind of similar with the way that it looks, that ribbing. It's definitely a heavier weight than the fingering weight that I've done with the Jessie Made patterns. This is really working up nicely. And I actually do not mind knitting with this. Because this is a cotton linen, I was a little concerned that it would hurt my hands a lot. It probably would if I worked on it for a very long time, but I'm working between this and my other projects that I've been working on. So it really helps when you bounce between projects, but I'm loving this. I really am enjoying knitting with it. It's actually not so bad. And I really like the way it's turning out so far. It's looking really good. So there is that, and I'm just going to keep on trucking along on that, and very much enjoying it. It's just fun. It's just something different and fun. So there's that one. The very last work in progress is another pair of Andrea Mowry's DRK Everyday socks. I told you guys I wanted to knit one. I did. I told you that. I know I told you that. I did. Because I really wanted to knit on it. So, oh, I'm looking at my notes here. My goodness, my brain. I am just all over the place. Do you guys feel that way sometimes? Is it just me? Do you feel like you're all over the place sometimes? because I really do feel like I'm all over the place. And I'm questioning myself here. That's why I need to look at my notes for my pattern that I'm working on here. Oh goodness, so yeah, I definitely losing my mind. Okay, I figured it out. I totally thought this colorway was a different name. Oh my gosh. Glad I checked. Glad I checked. So I don't leave you guys astray. I only have, I think, 2 more sets of this sock set in my shop. Pretty sure. I'm going to look at my website here to double check with myself, because the last thing I want to do is lead you astray. But I'm pretty sure it's a limited run. Yep, it is. Limited run colorway. I did not record this recipe, so I don't want you to think that I can dye it more. So once it's gone, it's gone. This is the Come Now Fount colorway. It's a sock set. Oh boy. And my center pole is coming out here. But this will get you the idea. So here's what it looks like caked up. It's a really pretty speckled colorway with a light kind of pink like all over undertone. And I'll show you what it looks like so far. I've knit on this so much and I'm loving it. So here's the contrast, or I should say complementing. This is the complementing color. So as you can see, it complements it nicely. And I will show you what it looks like knit up. So this sock, I will warn you, looks absolutely a little crazy when it's just knit up. Because look, it looks teeny tiny. It looks teeny tiny. I am now increasing for the heel. This is a toe-up sock. And you can see the lighter color here, and then the complementing color. And this is what it's looking like knit up. So it's very similar to the way it looks in the cake. So you can get an idea. Lots of fun speckles, purples, and reds. This is the Come Now Fount sock set. So super fun sock set. This is just like a 2x2 ribbing going on, so you can kind of get an idea what that looks like. Very, very fun. I love it. I hope you guys love it. So I'm about halfway done with the first sock. I just have to keep going with it. So much fun. Double pointed needles, you guys. I'm using double pointed needles and I am loving it. The only thing I don't like about double pointed needles is that when I'm in the midst of knitting in my car, I drop the needle constantly, at least 3 times in an hour. But, you know, I knit and sometimes I drop the needle that I just finished working with. Butterfingers, what can I say? But I love this pattern. I love Andrea Mowry's DRK Everyday socks. They fit so well. So this is my first time doing it with, I did handspun the first time, and it was an alpaca base that I handspun, and it needed to have something else in it other than just alpaca. The alpaca was so super soft and slippery, and I just wore a hole in them. I wore a hole in them very quickly because the alpaca just slipped and slid right out of the stitches. So this is a, pretty sure this is it's either merino or BFL. I think maybe BFL. Bear with me. I do not want to lie to you people. I do not want to lie to you. It's merino. Yep. Merino. So 75-25. Merino nylon. Helps when I have the tag on them, but I don't have the tag on this set. I do on the ones that I have for sale though. So there you have it. I love it. I love it. So if you guys love this and you want to make yourself a pair of the DRK Everyday socks, or a different pair of socks, or something completely different, like a cowl, or you do whatever your heart desires. Use it for color work. I think this would be super fun for a color work section. Yeah. Pick it up in the shop while it is there, because it will be gone. Once it's gone, it's gone. And I'm just absolutely loving this. Absolutely loving it. If you can't tell, that's what I've been knitting on my lunch breaks primarily. I've just been addicted to it. All right, so I'm going to make a little bit of noise, and I'm going to apologize in advance. And if you do not want to see anything like stash acquisitions because it makes you feel like you need to spend money, I completely understand. I got sucked into it again. Okay, so if you are heading out, thank you for joining me. But if you are sticking around to see the fleeces that I purchased, and then I'll do life update at the end. But fleeces I purchased, I'll show you now. And I'm going to make a little bit of noise, just a little bit. But here we go. So let's see. I'm excited. I've got a massive box over here. So I'm going to show you each fleece, and I'm going to end with what I consider the one I'm excited about all these fleeces, but the one I'm super, super, super excited about. So I have purchased from this shepherdess before. She is out of Kentucky. I talked about her before. If you guys follow my channel, you're going to go, oh, I know you. You talk about her all the time. So I have purchased fleeces from Ballyhoo, Fiber Emporium, multiple times. I absolutely love her fleeces. She always has good fleeces. So let's see, always has. I haven't purchased that many fleeces. I purchased a lot of fleeces from her all at once. So this time around, I bought 3. I did buy 3 fleeces. And I got, so this one, let me see if I might have to cut into it. Not into the fleece, but into the bag. She did a really good job tying it super tight. Yeah, because I'm going to rebag these anyway. Probably. Unless I can get in here. Yeah, I don't think so. She does such a good job. Such a good job of getting everything sealed up really good. Because she's trying to get all the air out of it. So I'm just going to give you guys like a sneak peek. I'm not going to pull this whole thing out in my room here. I'll make an absolute mess. Nobody needs that. So, first beauty is a beauty I have purchased before. I have purchased her fleece before and absolutely loved it. So this is my second fleece from Miss Black Dahlia. She is a black Shetland. You'll see this beauty. So her fleece was 3.5 pounds. I think that she prices her fleeces very fairly. Her fleeces are, this one has obviously a little veggie matter in it, but they are actually extremely clean compared to fleeces I've purchased in the past. So they really don't take a lot of scouring or anything like that. It's they're usually well skirted as also. So she only charges approximately, some of her fleeces she charges a little bit more. I want to be honest about that, but many of her fleeces she charges about $10 a pound, which I know, like, when you think about it, that sounds like a lot, but there are some fleeces that people will charge a lot more than that a pound. So for the quality of her fleeces, that price is very good. So I don't really necessarily want to pull a lock out of this, but I kind of want to as well to show you guys. But I just know if I do that, I'm going to throw like things all over the floor. But this is from Miss Black Dahlia. I have purchased her fleece last year, and now I have 2 of her fleeces, so I have at least 6 pounds of her fleece, which, yes, that is a lot. But to be fair, I have an idea. I may or may not actually do it, but I have an idea of actually taking her fleece and over dyeing it. So I would spin it and then over dye it. It's a beautiful, almost looks like a really dark chocolatey brown, almost black, but it is considered black fleece. But I kind of want to over dye it with some black dye to make it even richer in color. But I also want to keep some of it natural because I absolutely love natural fleece colors. And she has the beautiful bleached tips so you get some of the light tips in there. But she is now a mama of 2 little lambs, and both of her little lambs are blind. So I was happy to help support Miss Dahlia here, take care of her babies, and yeah, so that's Miss Black Dahlia fleece, a Shetland. So I have a Shetland fleece, I have 2 Shetland fleeces, and a Gotland fleece. So this other Gotland fleece is a smaller fleece. Great. Sorry, guys. Whew, it's hard to get that one out. Okay, so this bad boy is, I think it was like 15 pounds. It's not very heavy compared to 15 pounds. 1.5 pounds. So this one's 3. This one is 1.5 pounds. I have another couple of her Gotland fleeces, so I might just combine a lot of them. And she includes like the entire fleece. So like this, I think might be the neck wool, kind of wild looking. Usually there's a lot of veggie matter in it, that's how you can tell. But again, she charges a very reasonable amount for her fleeces. So this one is, you know, dirty in a sense, but it's, I've seen so much worse. They're not that bad. They're really not that bad. It just takes a little bit of work, but yeah, they're beautiful fleeces. Yeah, so this is that Gotland fleece. This is a multicolored Gotland, kind of a gray multi. You can see there's the yellowing because that's the lanolin, and of course other things as well, but primarily lanolin. So I'm gonna try, I don't know if I'll do it for this fleece, but I definitely, for the Black Dahlia and then the other fleece I'm going to show you, I'm going to try Taylor E. Owen's method of washing fleeces. So I primarily usually wash the entire fleece by taking the whole fleece, putting it in a bag that is a mesh bag, and then washing it in, or like soaking it in wool, power scour and hot water, and doing that, and then just pulling it out, putting another bath of it, and then rinsing it. I usually do that, but I have found that that's one way to do it, but then I sometimes find I don't get it very clean that way. I try, but it can be difficult, especially with the bigger fleeces. So I'm going to try Taylor's method. It's a little more meticulous. It may take me a little longer, but I might end up with a cleaner fleece, which will be much easier going forward. So I'll put a link to her video in case you've purchased fleeces and you're wondering, how does she do it? I'll share Taylor's video. I haven't tried it yet personally with these fleeces, but I have tried it on a fleece that I had washed prior. It was a merino fleece, and I just did not get a lot of the lanolin out, and I was like, you know what, I need to do this again. So I tried Taylor's method with the pre-washed fleece. So I haven't done it from start to finish, but it was a pre-washed fleece. I did Taylor's method with the, she uses like a steaming pan, like a pasta pan, where you put the strainer in it and then go up and down. Just watch the video. It'll be a much better description. And it worked really well. It worked really, really well. So we'll see about this. And then last, but certainly not least, is Curb's fleece. So Curb is one of her rams, a Shetland ram, and he had a big fleece. This is by far, pretty positive, the biggest fleece I've ever purchased. So prior to that, Dahlia was my biggest fleece I've ever purchased at a whopping 3, I think it was, her first one was just a little over 3 pounds. This fleece of Curb's is over 6 pounds. So this is double the weight of Black Dahlia's. The bag here is a little dirty. That's okay, totally fine. She double bagged it because it's so big and she needed to try to keep it contained. So I am not going to fully open this thing because this is a huge fleece, obviously. It was a ram. Was a ram. It is a ram. Curb is still around. This is the first ram fleece I've ever purchased, so when people say rammy smelling, I guess it's a stronger lanolin smell. It is a little musty smelling. I guess that's a good way to describe it. Musty. Not moldy, but musty. Let's see if I do this and not hit the screen with my arm. Let's see. We'll see, guys. She tied this so good. Alright. Here's this bad boy. Holy cow, is that big. That is a huge fleece. Holy crap. That, sorry. I normally do not say, like, swears or anything on here, but oh my gosh, you guys. Look how big that is. It is a 6-pound fleece. Absolutely huge. Huge, huge, huge. And let me see if I can get one of his locks, because she showed it when she put the, like, for sale. She sells a lot of her fleeces in person, of course, because she does sales, but she also sells them on through Instagram, and I've purchased many of her fleeces through there. So if you're ever looking for a fleece, it'll keep me from buying more, because gosh, you guys, I'm addicted. Because I love it. All right, I'm just gonna try to pull a piece here. I hate doing it like this, but I'm going to do it. Look how long that is. So part of the reason I am so excited about this fleece, other than the fact that there's this obvious, look at this gorgeous lock. Huge long locks for spinning. Absolutely huge. Very exciting. But he is her winner. She won the Kentucky of this past year, Kentucky something something with sheep. Sorry, I'm not well versed in it, but he was her winner, her winning ram, and this is his fleece. So very exciting. Obviously, you know, it's dirty but not creepy, and it just needs to be cleaned. That's for certain, but it's absolutely beautiful. Oh, I am so excited, you guys. So excited. Yeah, Curb's beautiful fleece. This long locks. I'm very excited to wash this and work with it. I really do enjoy spinning long locks. This one, I love the sheepy smell. It smells so good. This beautiful Cotswold fleece was a long staple fleece. This is probably the longest staple fleece, though, that I have ever worked with. So I'm also very excited to work with that. But I have 6 pounds of it. I think that'll keep me busy for a while. I think so. So I hope you guys are excited to see that as well. If you, like I said, if you guys are ever looking to buy fleeces, I am not an expert. I just buy them. I do things that people don't normally recommend. I buy fleeces online many times, but I try to buy them from reputable people that have sold to others, and I've seen the results of those sales. So like I just Google, you know, like Ballyhoo, Fiber Emporium fleece or something like that, and then just see what they got. And usually people will share, you know, oh, I love this fleece, it turned out so great, this, that, and the other thing. And you can see the final results, spinning, all that kind of good stuff. So that is kind of the key. It's just finding out if it's reputable. Obviously, you can't do your ping test unless you have the fleece in person, which is scary. That's scary because you're like, gosh, how is it going to be? Is it crunchy? Is it not? So a ping test, for those of you who aren't familiar, and I might get dirt everywhere because this is a dirty little fleece. Yep. You just take it and you hold it like about an inch or so apart and just kind of pull it, and it makes this like poing, poing, poing. I don't know how to describe it, but it makes a bouncy sound. It's a ping. And if you hear any cracking or crinkling or anything like that, that is not a sound fleece that's not gonna be a good fleece to work with. But I have had great luck with all of her fleeces from Ballyhoo Fiber Emporium. They all had great ping, very sound hair structure, so I've had great luck with her. So I don't know about others. I also like this one here. This is these fleeces that I got from this individual. I purchased multiple from them at multiple times. So like I purchased the Cotswold fleece and I purchased some merino from him at a different time. He sells primarily off of Facebook. He does fiber sales. They have big fiber sales, and he does it through Facebook. And I think it's called B2. If I can find it, I will list it below. But I purchased multiple merino fleeces from them and the Cotswold. To be fair, the Cotswold and the merinos, they did state that they were higher with veggie matter, and the merinos had been treated for these little, they were like little beetle like type things, so they were treated for that, and so there were some of the little like dead critters in there, which is kind of gross. It is, I'm not gonna lie, trying to process that fleece was disturbing, but everything was dead. It's just that I had to take that time to clean it, which takes a lot longer. So it's just one of those things you kind of have to figure, do you want to put that time into it? Obviously if it takes more time, then who knows. But if you're someone like me who kind of gets into the whole process end of things, it might not bother you too much. But I definitely, the Ballyhoo Fiber Emporium fleeces, I've had excellent luck with cleaning them, processing them, and not having it be overly complicated to do so. So there you have it. There you have it. So all I'm going to do with these fleeces, I'm going to go outside after we get done with this. I have a lot of work I need to do, but I'm going to do a really quick skirting of them. I'm just going to lay them out on our driveway, for lack of better words, our driveway. I'm just going to look at it, see if there's any major bits that I can pull off. I don't know how heavily she skirted these. I've had her skirting has always been decent, so we'll see how heavily skirted they are. I have no idea. But yeah, I will just skirt them and go from there. It shouldn't be too bad. And I'll probably just put them in bags again for tonight. Unless I get really ambitious and have time to do a little bit of what Taylor talked about, where you have a bin and you put some water in it, just like, tepid water, and then you put the fleece. I'm not going to do what Taylor does. She lines everything up in a certain way because she likes to spin worsted spun. I think it's worsted or woolen. Worsted. It's worsted spun. She likes to spin worsted so that they're really smooth, spun wool that is all in one direction. And I don't have combs. I have cards and now the flicker. And I prefer woolen spun myself, so I'm not terribly worried about the direction being the same, but I do just kind of want to have them in little like bunches. Submerge it into the water, let it soak for 24 hours, and about 24 hours, doesn't have to be exact. And that way, at least the majority of the dirt, it's like sand, any urine, sorry if this is like TMI, but urine, things of that nature will just kind of fall off of it. And then all you do is just squeeze that, put it into this pot that I'll put water in, and then I put on the stove, heat it to getting like really, really hot, basically just prior to boiling. And then I swirl it, I go up and down with the strainer, swirl it, and then dump out the water, and it'll go through the strainer so the wool stays in. And depending how these fleeces feel, I don't want to pour lanolin down my sink because of course you can clog your drains. So merinos, definitely keep it away, do it outside, but don't pour your boiling water on your grass. Pour it on your like cement, but like because you'll kill your grass. But yeah, just we'll give it a whirl and see how it goes, and I'm just excited to work with it. So there you go. I have more fleeces. I know. I'm addicted. It's one of those things that it brings me a lot of joy. It's very relaxing. The process is wonderful. And I'm constantly looking for things that bring me relaxation. Yes, I spent more money. I understand that. I acknowledge that. But it's relaxing. It brings me joy because it is a process and it's something positive that I can do. And sometimes that is, you just need that. Just need to be able to do that. So there you have it. I hope you guys are doing well. I'd love to hear what you guys are up to. As far as life updates go, as I said, we are doing a lot of yard work. But I did learn how to use our riding lawnmower and do some mowing. I've ridden around on it, but I've not actually used it for mowing, so that was super fun to do. It was actually a lot of fun. I think my husband, when he says it's a lot of work, I think he really enjoys it. And he says that because he doesn't want me to do it. Because then I take some of his like quiet time. But I enjoy it. I do. So I'll probably help him with some of the mowing now because I really enjoy it. And I don't think he'll complain about that, that's for sure. And yeah, having a lot of fun. So I'm gonna go do this. Obviously we got a lot of critters. I need to go say hi to the chickens first because I haven't seen the chickens since yesterday. I always see we have a baby duck and 2 baby chicks that I've seen every morning. I check in on them, and then we have more baby ducks that are like a little bit older, like 2 weeks old or 3 weeks old now, and their feathers are coming in, and they are in another area near the other chicks, but separate. So I check in on both of them in the morning. They go through water really fast, so I have to give them water and food, and I do that in the morning before I go to work, and then when we get home, we repeat. It's kind of fun, actually. I mean, it's hard work, but it's fun. Do you guys have any animals, critters? Do we have any other fellow homesteaders out there? I'd love to hear from you and share a little about yourself. Please introduce yourself in the comments below, especially if you're new. But if you aren't new and you just haven't introduced yourself, please do so. Please introduce yourself because I love meeting new fiber enthusiasts. And I'd just love to hear from you guys and keep the communication going. So please take care of yourselves. I hope you stay happy, healthy, and I hope you're creating. And I look forward to chatting with you soon. Take care. Bye.